Okay, welcome back to the channel, and in this video we're going to be talking about becoming obsessed with what you're trying to accomplish. So I don't know about you guys, but I have a very obsessive personality, so it's not hard for me to become overly consumed with what I'm doing. So whenever I have a goal, it's easy to focus on it and drive for it. But my problem is I have a short attention span. So I can really give it everything I have for a good couple weeks, if not maybe 3 4 months, and then my attention span kind of starts drifting off there. But then I normally catch myself and I reel myself back in, and then so now I'm back on my cut. I'm focusing on my cut. I'm going full force on it. I decided to not bulk because I'm still too fat to bulk because I'm still have a bulk body of fat. So I'm going to reel this back, continue on my cut, and then dive myself deep into this cut and become obsessed with it again. Because at the end of the day, like if I don't stay obsessed with my goal, like getting abs, then I'm going to drift off of my goal.
Yeah. And like we talked about it in the gym a little bit too, just like with the whole like you looking at the cut and asking about it, and I was saying like where you're at right now, you're close to your goal. Like you've made a lot of progress, you've moved a lot closer to it. So if you start doing the bulk thing now, but you still have, like you talked about, like you're at 16% body fat and you're wanting to get more down to 10, do you think, to get to where your abs are showing? I think if you start putting weight on, like in a bulk type phase right now, like you're going to have a lot more difficulty seeing whether or not that is just fat, like body fat you're putting on, or if it's muscle and a little bit of fat kind of mixed together. Whereas if you do reach your actual original first goal, you're going to have that a lot easier time looking at it and going like, okay, I know I've put on some weight that's fat, but I can still see that the muscle itself is looking more full as well and things like that. And you'll be able to control it a lot better.
Yeah, well, if I'm at 16% body fat according to the skin fold measurement, what I like to do is I would like to get down to 10 to 9%, then bulk up to around 12 to 13%, and then cut back down to like 8 9%. And that way, if I'm heavier at the same body fat percentage, obviously I put on more muscle mass, and then bulk back up to 12 13%, and then cut back down to 8 9%. Then again, if I'm heavier at the same body fat, obviously I put on more muscle mass. And that's kind of what I want to get to. But when I go to compete, obviously I have to cut down to more like 6%, 7%, 5%, whatever my body's capable of getting down to in that amount of time frame that I have. It would be the ideal goal. So I think that would be the way to go about doing it, because 16% body fat, to be honest, that's still really heavy for what I'm wanting to do.
Yeah, and me, like I'm still rocking that like 30 something percent. So I got a little longer ways to go.
Was it 30%? We need to recheck our body fat.
Yeah, I think I was like at 36 or something like that.
Yeah, we need to recheck it. We have that little caliper thing, and I keep saying I'm going to check it every week, and I haven't checked it. So I definitely need to recheck it, because I'm just curious to see what I'm at after doing that deload week and then increasing my calories all last week and some of this week before I started decreasing my calories again. I like to see kind of what happened.
Yeah. And if if I eventually get to the point where I do get at least down below like the 20% range, like that just to me is just going to be a great accomplishment in general. So like just the complete difference that I'll see in myself when I make it to that. So I guess once I get there, I'll decide a bit more on if I guess like the more the direction that I'm looking at going, whether it be continue to do something like that or just be good with where I'm at and just kind of maintain or just whatever like it might be. But yeah.
Okay, so have either one of you felt any kind of like obsessiveness about your journey right now, about weight loss or anything like that? Have y'all felt any way about that? Because like I said, I know for me, this is my third 12 weeks, starting my 12 weeks for the third time in a row. So after this, it's going to be 9 months for me. In the first 6 months, I was completely and utterly obsessed with my goal, and I've gotten a lot closer, but normally that's whenever I kind of start to fade out a little bit. But now I've reamped that up, and my obsession is back, and like like I dwell on it, and it's like my magnificent obsession, like what CT Fletcher always says. And a lot of people say obsessing isn't good over that, but it's like, well, it's what it's what works for me. What about you?
No, not really. I don't really have like a huge goal that's what I said is a little hard for me is I don't have anything that I'm really shooting for. Like I'm like, I want to be this, I want to be 130 pounds. Like I don't really have like a weight I want to hit or really anything in that aspect. I'm just more so doing this as a lifestyle change to feel better about myself. So I don't really know what I want yet.
So later down the road, when you actually start losing a good amount of weight, now you've had 3 kids, and I know we've discussed like the mommy makeover and tummy tuck and all that stuff. But if you get later down the road and you start becoming a little bit more into it, do you think that you would ever consider competing? Because you're only 34. So do you think that you consider competing a figure or a bikini or anything like that?
No, not at all. That's not
So,
like
so that's not even in the cards in the realms of possibility at all. You wouldn't even consider stepping on stage to compete.
no, it's not really my thing. I just, like I said, I mainly do it just to feel healthier, move around better, and then love myself. Like, I don't really have that kind of aspect. So that's why I'm trying to find a goal for myself to try to reach because I do know, like you said, having a goal helps you want to keep going. Usually what helps a lot is like, oh, we're going to the river. Okay, I need to really lose some weight so I can not look like a potato on a float. But it's like winter, and this is, like you could tell I wear a sweater like every day in the gym. Like I'm not really like showing my body yet, so I don't really know what to go for.
Okay, but you're wanting to get down to around 130 pounds, and you don't think at all there's any possibility that you get down to 130 pounds, and you're like, man, maybe I could, maybe I should. You don't think there's any possibility in the realm of possibility that you might want to step on stage and compete one time whenever I compete?
No. As of now, no. I mean, I can't predict the future. I don't know if, like, my mindset will change when I
let me ask
don't
you,
look bad.
Okay, let me ask you, though. What do you think just a lack of drive, passion, or anxiety, or fear, or, like, embarrassment, or what would be the reason what would keep you from actually competing?
It's not embarrassment or anything like that because, like I said, I've been on stage before, not for the same thing. So I'm not like embarrassed to be around people or being judged because, I mean, you're judged every day just walking down the street. So
well, let's be honest. To be embarrassed, you first have to care what others think of you first, right? So that's a bit. And when you don't care what others think about you, it's kind of hard to be embarrassed.
If you really think about it, what's helped me in regards to that is no matter how you look, someone's going to hate on you.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
there's nothing you could do about that.
Oh, she's too muscular looking, or oh, she's too skinny.
Oh, she looks too manly. Oh, she's too feminine. Yeah. Oh, she's too dolled up. Oh, she's too reserved. She's too conservative. She's too exposed. She's too this. She's too.
You're never gonna win with someone else, so that's why I don't really care what anyone else thinks.
Okay, let's talk to our underwear model here. Okay, what about you? Do you think that there's any realm of possibility at all that when you get down to a lighter body weight and you start focusing more on muscle mass and muscle building, because you said yesterday that one of your goals first is to get down to a comfortable body weight, and then you want to start focusing on building muscle mass and shaping yourself and developing a physique. Do you think that there's a possibility when you get to that point that you might consider competing, whether it's figure, which is the board shorts, or classic, or just whatever?
It's not something that I've ever really put focus into. Like, I know you, like, since we've known each other, and it's been 20 plus years that we've known each other, like, you had that goal even when you were, like, 14, 15 years old. You were, like, you wanted to be on a stage doing bodybuilding, and then from there it shifted over to powerlifting, stuff like that. And you've always
real quick. So, yeah, I thought about standing around dun, being tan and posing for men, or being fat in a singlet and lifting a bunch of weight for men. So I was like,
why's it got to be men? I liked watching.
That's true, too. Well, I'm talking about the majority of the literature stuff, but I can't even really say that because, to be honest, it was a 50-50 crowd every time I went and competed. There's a lot of females that are competing, and my hat's off to any female that goes down that road because I know they already get a lot of backlash for like, oh, you're going to get muscular, you're going to get too manly, you're going to look too masculine. So any woman that's willing to get out there and power lift and be strong, my hat is off to you 100%,
I do what I can.
Yeah, you do. Okay, so sorry. So you were saying though, I've always been driven like that. And it's never really been your avenue.
You've always kind of looked like at that thing. But for me, like it's never been something. Like I've never had a goal like that. It's never been like I want to look good so I can show it off kind of thing. And granted, like it could just be because I've never had a physique that was worth showing off before, kind of thing. But
Well,
it's
apparently, to one of the comments, none of us even look like we lift. I mean, that's why we're working out, to look like we lift. But apparently, none of us even look like we
What does
lift.
that even mean? That is so stupid. Like,
Well, there's a whole chart. If you go to Bro Science, there's a YouTube channel, and his name's Bro Science. Tom, what's it? Oh,
I know you're talking about it.
I can't remember his name, but just look up Bro Science, and then look up Bro Science. Do you even lift? And he explains everything. It's
but
so
it's
perfect.
just like you don't even look like you lift. Like that's
But we in fact do lift. So
right. Okay, so
it's pretty obvious.
I mean, I would agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong. But I
Yeah.
mean, whatever. Anyway, so
Hey, everyone has an
don't-
opinion on the internet, so everyone's entitled to it. Good, negative, bad, doesn't matter. You know.
you don't want to fit. You don't want to go on your undies.
And
Hey,
you
it'll be a
little
perfect.
panties.
It'll be a perfect opportunity to persuade Calvin Klein for your underwear model gig. Look, I'm already wearing the banana hammock.
But yeah, it's like I've never thought about it like or had it as a goal or a mindset, because again, like it's never been a big thing for me. Even now, like working out is being great, and I do enjoy it, and I want to continue doing it for as long as I possibly can. But as far as it goes, like I still am not really looking at myself like in that sort of way. Like I don't pay attention to like if the muscle's growing or if it's looking more defined and things like that. That's never been as like up to this point. It's never been a goal or like a thing that I've aimed for to notice kind of thing. My goal and what's kind of driven me, I guess, and would possibly even be like my obsession is just being a better person, like being better than where I was at, because where I was at was horrible.
Yeah, I like how you emphasize the horrible. That way, y'all know it's not horrible. He was horrible.
Exactly.
That's how you know it was legit horrible. So off topic a little bit. So I learned this today. There's a pose that's been banned from bodybuilding. I didn't know this. It's called the moon pose. Apparently,
the lean forward.
so Tom Platz used to do the moon pose, where you basically bend over and you show the elongated separation of the hamstrings and glutes. But then the panel decided,
What you did.
yeah, right, it's what I've done. Right, when I'm doing, it's pretty much like doing stiff-legged deadlifts. Right, you're basically doing the same thing. And then and apparently the federation decided this is a little gay, right? And that's they're like, man, this bunch of dudes in a bunch of bikinis, oiled up and tanned, bending over in front of each other. We don't want to have any negative like outlook like this is like sexual. So we're going to ban this pose, but it's like I don't think that's what people were like affiliating that pose with. I think people just appreciate seeing the hamstrings and the glutes like that, because the bikini girls do a pose almost exactly like that. They have to arch their back, push their hips back in a stiff-legged position to show the glutes, and I'm air quoting here, to show the glutes, which is pretty close to the moon pose, but you know, I guess because it's girls doing it, it's okay. But not, I said let's bring the moon pose back, man. That's an awesome pose if you have the legs for it. And I would like to actually see that, because I think it really shows the hamstrings 100%.
Everyone has to sexualize everything. It's so annoying.
Yep.
They worked hard for that. Like,
Yep. I say let's start a petition. Bring the moon pose back.
all right, Richard, you first.
Yeah. I like to see. I like to see that. And I can only imagine why they called it the moon pose, because you're bending over in front of them. But I think we could come up with a better name than the moon pose. You know.
I like it. Makes me want to sing Selena.
But anyway, so back to what we're saying. So as far as
Richard, you said that you don't really focus on your muscle growth. I mean, I don't know. I do 3 squats and I'm flexing my cheeks in the mirror. So we are not the same.
Yeah, no, it never has been like that. And again, like I said, it's the possibility is that just because I've never really had something like that to really be like, let me show this off kind of thing, but it's never been a focus or anything that I've thought about. So as of right now, like I don't see any sort of like goals or something lining up to where I would be competing.
So
'Cause-
real
and
quick,
then
so
even-
you're real quick. Sorry to interrupt, but basically, you're not going to be focused. You're not going to take your focus and obsession off of your first goal, which would be to lose weight. That's your first thing. Is you want to stay focused on losing weight. Then after you hit your goal of your lost weight, that's whenever you're going to open up other avenues, possibly of building muscle, not to compete necessarily, but to actually explore other options. Right?
Yeah, I would say so. And again, like to reiterate it a little bit more, when you were doing powerlifting and I was working out with you, you were looking at the numbers and always trying to improve on the numbers, and I was improving on numbers, but it never was like the main focus. So like you would even ask me then if I wanted to possibly compete in powerlifting, just to do it kind of thing. But it was I was doing it, and the numbers that I had were going up. They weren't great by any means, but I still never really had the focus of like I want to have the numbers recorded and everything else. My focus still was like almost 100%. I just want to be like better than where I was at before.
But you're also kind of shy too, and I think that plays a big role in it. You're more reserved.
Well, I've known you for almost 30 years, so I think your biggest thing is you always have to be pushed into doing something. You never just do something on your own to do it. You always have to be pushed into it, and you always have to be stronger on it. You're like, no, I don't want, no, it's no. And then you do it, and then it's like, oh, wait a minute. It's kind of fun. Why was I fighting so hard to go against this? So I think if I just push you hard enough, we can get you on stage and that Calvin Klein deal.
I can barely even flex a bicep, so like
I thought you were going to say butt cheek, to be completely honest with you. I was like, hey now.
One time he clenches those cheeks is when he's trying to hold a fart.
I can barely flex a bicep, so I'm not trying to pose at all.
What do you mean barely flex a bicep? You can flex. There might not just be like a whole lot there. But
Well, no, there's a lot. He has big arms.
playing-
It's just he has a lot of extra big on it. And as soon as that goes away and he gets that body fat down, you'll be able to see it.
Yeah.
So his arms are actually really big.
I personally, I don't have any, like,
Obsessions or goals or anything?
no, I'm saying I don't have any desire to go that route myself. Like, that's definitely a you thing.
Yeah, but I think that like the fear of stepping on stage, not being your best, not because you're going to be judged or not because like you're going to come in last place. Someone has to come in last place. If there's 10 people, there has to be a 10th place, right? But I think the idea of getting up there and not giving it your all when you're actually up there is the biggest driving factor. And I think a lot of people could benefit from doing it, you know?
Yeah, just put me in the participation league.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a trophy.
Everybody gets a trophy.
No, I mean, I get what you're saying, but for me, it's just no desire. I just want to look good because I want to look good. And I don't care if anyone sees it or not.
Yeah.
Personally.
You want to be able to wear a two-piece on the beach and flaunt
I mean,
it.
I could still wear a two-piece. It just might, other people might have something to say about it. But I mean, you know what? Even when I am really fit and I'm looking great, people are still going to have something to say about it. So.
Well, even like, okay, so at the beginning of the summer, we went to the lakes and I was wearing my little shorts the first time. Like I was fat and gross and hairy and pale, and you could see all my stretch marks, and I didn't care what people thought. I'm like, I'm going to wear this and rock it out because you know what? People seeing me in this is going to motivate me to push harder so next time I look better. And even if I never see these people again, oh well. And that's the other thing about it too, right? A lot of times like your insecurities of what other people might think about you come into play, especially people wanting to join the gym. They get embarrassed and they don't want to go, but at the same time it's kind of like, look, man, like the chances of you ever seeing these people in any other part of your life, it's slim to none. And even if these people think anything negative about you, what does it matter? You're never going to see them again, and it's not like they're ever going to have the gall to come up and tell you to your face. So what does it really matter, you know? But I think, like I said, having a goal and being obsessed about it is a good way to go about always progressing and moving forward, especially if you obsess on one thing at a time, and then you don't look any direction other than where you're heading. Like I said, we talked about it yesterday. I kind of got I want to bulk. I want to put some size on. Winter's coming up. It's the perfect time to do it. And then, harsh reality, I hurt my knee, and then you yourself was like, hey fatty, you're still fat, you know, you got close, you started seeing the outline, and then now you're going to cover up the little bit of progress that you made to go even more the opposite direction. And it's kind of like, yeah, you're right.
And after you cried yourself to sleep that night, I'm glad you came to your senses and decided to.
Wait, which night? Which night? I do that a lot, so which night?
No, I wasn't that mean. I'm not that mean. You asked my opinion, and when you ask for my opinion, you get my actual opinion.
Well, I want honesty, right? I think
Right.
a lot of people, and there's a difference between giving your honest opinion and just being rude and hateful, right? There's a huge difference in
Aw.
being rude and hateful versus just giving your honest opinion. And I appreciate honesty. I don't appreciate people just trying to say the most outlandish stuff out there just to hurt somebody. That's never something that anyone should strive to be. And if that's who you are as a person, I mean, take a look around at you and see who your friends are and see if they're actually your friends.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
like, what if?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do it like every time before you talk. It makes me laugh.
Yeah.
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 And you did a lot better tonight, not
Yeah.
swallowing so hard.
I swallow pretty hard sometimes.
I know last night.
Hey now.
Last night he was like, "Oh my god, this video's so long." I was like, "Well, if you take out all of your hard swallows, we'll lose about 3 minutes."
Okay, well, come on. Whenever I talk for duration of time, my mouth starts to dry, my throat starts to dry out, and my mouth starts to build up saliva. So I have to take a hard swallow to swallow all the saliva down my dry throat, and that's why I take such a hard swallow. Because, especially in the position that I'm in to speak in the mic, because we don't have a setup yet, so a shut up yet. Yeah.
Oh, what are gonna say about me?
Yeah.
I like how you like swap that over there. Could you shit? Would you shit? And then only thing he says about me is that I sound country here and there.
Well, no, you put a twang on it. Y'all, hey y'all, like normally talking is like, oh hey guys, how are y'all?
never
Hey, I
say
want you to
guys.
hey y'all, like your southern twang that you
Oh
throw
my
on
gosh.
there.
Whatever. I get that a lot, even from customers, all the time on the phone.
Hey, you put your phone voice on. Hey
It's my
y'all,
customer service voice. Fake as you know what.
it's not fake.
You know what? Whatever. But, anyways, carry on.
Yeah, go ahead, Richard.
Where are we at?
I don't even remember.
Yeah,
I
I don't
lost track.
remember.
This is why we need a script. A lot. Did anyone bring the script? Did anyone grab it?
No.
Oh no. Okay. So,
But I want to know if you're listening and if you got this far, what your goal is. Because I think we talked about that last night, right?
you know what? If you're still listening at this point, it's the 23-minute mark right at it. If you are, just put 23 in the comments so we know you made it this far.
Oh, okay.
No one's going to put it. No one makes it this far in the video. If they do, I think by this time they're probably sleeping.
Or if they do, they're trying to contemplate on a really mean comment they should say.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. All right. What's the most hateful thing that I can say at this point?
No.
You're fat and you don't look like you work
You
out.
usually actually get a lot of really nice comments. Some people
Yeah.
are actually really nice and uplifting. And
Well, I think the majority of the people that have subscribed to the channel and listen to it, I think they are pretty positive people and they're all like-minded and we're all in this together. We're all going for the same goal and we're all after the same thing, right? Trying to be better, trying to become better, and trying to go after a goal that maybe we haven't had before or maybe that we have had and then we kind of got relaxed and we lost that and we're trying to get it back. So I think there's a lot of relatability in the people that listen and watch the channel. And I think they have a lot of positive outlooks on things and stuff like that. Then every now and then you get the troll that comes along with hateful stuff to say for no reason. It's just kind of like, okay, man, I'm sorry your mom didn't hug you more as a child, I guess. I don't really know what to tell you.
I don't know. People are just like we've said before. People hate seeing people succeed or do better, and it's really easy to be mean and have something negative to say when you can't get punched in the face. So
Yeah, a lot of people forgot what it felt like to be punched in the
that's
face.
what I
That's
always
for sure.
say about like bullies nowadays. Like back in the day, someone said something, you could just hit them and then you can carry on about your life. But now everyone can hide behind screens. But anyways, enough about
Yeah,
that.
that's pretty funny. Okay, so to be very clear, neither one of you have any goal at all to step on stage and compete.
No, I have a goal though. I'm gonna get a really nice round butt.
I'm 100% on board with that one.
Yeah, and I'm gonna lose my saddlebags.
Yep.
And I'm gonna have one chin.
All I want for Christmas is my one chin.
Yeah, you know.
So saddlebags, a round butt, a flat stomach, and one chin.
I'm working on it.
You're working on it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my goal is just to be an absolute unit, right? I just want to be yoked. I just want to be a unit. You know, that's it. I just want to look like really, really good. I mean, I'm not asking for a lot. I just want to be able to walk in a room and everybody looks at me and knows that guy spends a lot of time in the gym. That's all I want. I want guys to look at me and question their looks, and girls to look at me and question, how does a guy like that get like that? That's what I want. I just nothing, egotistical or no. But all honesty, I just want to be at the point where I feel confident enough to step on stage to compete. You know, that's what my goal is, and that's what I'm after.
Well, at the same time, like I feel like a lot of people that go on stage to compete never feel ready.
No, it's like having a kid. You're never ready to have a kid. It just happens.
You're never kind of be satisfied, and that's kind of what working out is to me. Like you're like, oh, you don't really have a goal. It's like it should be kind of endless at the same time because I want to keep doing it. I don't want to hit my goal and be like, well, I hit it. I'm good now.
Yeah, well, it's like Jay Cutler. He's in his 50s, and he still looks phenomenal in his 50s, and he still keeps up with it. And then Ronnie Coleman, bless his heart, he still sticks up with it. I mean, he's, walking with his little crutches and stuff like that, but he still goes to the gym, and he still works out, and he still loves it. I hope that if anything happens to me and I ever get into a state where I'm immobile like him, I still have a passion and a positive outlook on life, and I'm just happy all the time and happy to be able to do at least something. I hope that's, where at least when I get older, I still have that joy and that thrill and that excitement for working out. I mean, look at Lou Ferrigno. He's in his 70s, and he's still a monster, man. He's still at it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That dude was also the Hulk, so.
Yeah, and also, too,
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone found the fountain of youth with Botox and growth hormone.
Australian growth hormone.
Yeah, it's the good stuff, man. It's from down under. So, but I think that's going to be pretty much it for me. I think I'm going to round it up on this one. Is there anything else you guys?
He's finally off. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I'm finally off.
I'm saying like you're done. Now I'll talk.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right, whatever. I'll just leave the room.
No, but guys,
Okay, bye.
I love that. I used that gift today at work, actually.
The Frozen. Mm-hmm. I have a daughter, and 2 young kids, so no one throw any hate my way for that. I love Disney movies because the kiddos, and even if I didn't have kids, I'd say, well, I have a cat, so I gotta watch them. But anyway, so that's going to be it for me. You guys have anything, closing statements, anything y'all want to add, or anything y'all felt was left out or want to be talked about?
I'm good for the night.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, guys, I really would appreciate it if you'd give us a like, okay?
Yes, I would appreciate that too. I think we all would appreciate that. And I think we'd all also appreciate if you guys have made it this far in the video, if you guys could go ahead and subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel yet.
Just do it.
Yeah, because if you made it this far in the video, let's be honest, you're entertained. I mean, you've watched us this long, so you might as well go ahead and subscribe.
Yeah, watch our journey.
Yeah, pay attention. Check us out. I mean, go all the way back and look at how fat I was in the beginning to how fat I am now. It's a lot less fat.
Like me last week, guys. I mean, those 2 whole pounds I lost, big change.
Hey, no, those 32 ounces, okay? It sounds a lot more. Those 32 ounces.
That's right.
So the number's bigger. I don't
Punching
know what
my
it'd be.
cheeks right now.
I don't know what it'd be in grams, but But all right, until tomorrow, guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Later.